Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to How to Come Out on Top. What the Margarita Prakatan to do next, and other unanswerable questions. Now, I'm just going to jump to it. Today, we are going to be talking about exposing people. Today's show is an exclusive tell-all expose on everything and everyone in the industry. We're going to be naming names. We're going to be talking about scandals and sordid details. Not really. Were you wringing your hands? Were you getting all excited about the juice you're about to get from me? Not today, my friends. No. We're here to lift you up. This is a show to tickle your insides, tickle your tummy with gloves on and a mask and also a hazmat suit, which actually could be a little bit creepy. So anyway, welcome back. If you have been here before and if you have been enjoying How to Come Out on Top, then you'll know then that we are in season 2, episode 9. Let's try it with the actual fingers. There's 5 and there's an actual 4, which makes 9. Hurrah! Oh my God. Have we got a show for you today? Look, if you've been waiting for us, look, it's all about showbiz. It's all about the lights, the glitz, the glam, da-da-da, ba-da-doo, right? Sometimes there are technical glitches, but I'm telling you, all is well now. And you'll know, we'll explain what happened in a minute. All is well. How have you been? I haven't introduced myself. My name is Yana Groves. I produce unscripted content with phenomenal teams around the world, mostly in Australia, also in the UK, also bits and bobs for the States, etc. I've worked for Nickelodeon, NBC Universal, the networks, Channel 10, 9, 7, Channel 4, 5, ITV, etc. And I've been lucky enough to work with some of the best teams on the planet. And so that's why I'm here to talk to you, because I'm bringing some of them to this platform. So you don't feel like you're alone in the industry. Dagnammit, you're not alone. We're here to boost you, lift you, give you that squeezy virtual hug every week. And I hope you're feeling hugged. Anyway, let me know that you are here. Oh, there are comments. Oh, thank God. Hello, Jacinta. Hello, Viking. Viking's been my technical support today. And I know somebody else who's been needing technical support today. Don't you worry. We'll tell you all about it. Oh, it looks like Tara's strapped in, ready for a laugh with the Lady of Ladies. Now, speaking of Lady of Ladies, coming up, a woman of women. When I think of her, I see everything from millipedes and cockroaches to kittens, giant kittens. I see the fact that she's making me laugh because she's a comedian, not a Canadian. She's a comedian. She's a writer. She's a super trooper of talent. She slams stand-up, but I have actually seen her sitting down on several occasions. She has won The Celebrity Apprentice. She hosts I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And she has performed in the smash hit drama House Husbands. Coming up, we'll be chewing the fat and gulping some of it down too with Lady Julia Maurizio. I'll say it properly now. Lady Julia Morris, the legend that is Julia Morris. She's fantastic. We're going to be talking writing off 2020, writing. See what we've done there? all the essings and effings of lockdown, and being bespoke woke. All those things. So stay tuned. That's coming. Now, tell me, what's been fizzing up your week? Any excited changes, jobs, projects, hairstyles? Yes! I did again for you again. Now, listen, I've had so many comments on my mug last week from Jess Mass, who is a makeup artist extraordinaire. And she, oh, bless, came all the way to my home and did my face so I could present it proudly to you. So today I've done it myself, a bit of a botched job, but hey, you know, it's all about using those tools at home. Anyway, also thank you to Natu for doing my hair. Natu Mabawa, look at this. She's amazing. Now, I really, really want to just jump into our special guest. There's so many things to talk about. Why are we here? This is how to come out on top. It's an honest conversation about what the hell to do next. We're coming together as an industry in an unprecedented time. We've been hearing from Bloomtime Media mentors, getting the best advice from the best in the biz. Speaking of the best in the biz, I'd like to introduce an effervescent entertainer like no other. She's the wittiest singing giant jungle kitten you'll ever see. Meow. A showwoman, full of life, full of beans. It's TV host, comedian, actor, writer, Julia Morris.
Hello. I might need to have a lie down halfway through our session today. I cannot even begin to tell you what's gone down before we met up this afternoon. How are you? You look beautiful.
Darling, I just want to give you a squeeze.
Look, it's not out of the question I'd cry halfway through.
We can cry together. This is a therapy session, right?
Well, this is what's so amazing about, first of all, I don't know if my picture is on the side, but when I came into the waiting room of the special broadcasting thing, I was literally, mind you, that's how I felt mentally. My head was on the side like that. So I thought,
yeah,
I'll just turn on the side now and hope for the best. No, look, it's being able to think on the fly, and that's what I love about our forever changing landscape of our industry at the moment.
I think
it doesn't matter if the internet's not working in your own house.
Who cares? We don't even need it, huh?
I think there's
some
elderly woman at the end of the street on the bike making the Elwood internet work at the moment. I got one of those messages that says, look, the internet's going to be cutting in and out, so there'll be no Wi-Fi. Thank you, NBN. It's been such a really relaxing experience. But the NBN's still better than whatever's happening with the 4G.
Anyway, listen, guys, I might be able to pull it back.
I might be able to go into our business right now, isn't it? Is that the internet is literally the only window into broadcasting that we have. It's not like we can go into studio. It's not like we can get together and write face to face. So when your internet is down or something's happening with it, my God, it is like the sky's falling.
And look, I just want to let you know, I want to squeeze your cheeks. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Julia Morris. Who? Honey, internet, no internet, I don't care. Look, we are so honored to have you here with us, especially at such a bizarre time in the world.
Yeah.
And you are one of my favorite entertainers of all time.
Oh,
and I know there are people watching right now who have been counting down the minutes till you are here and so they can hear from you. So thank you, darling.
Such a pleasure. Such an absolute pleasure to see you and to be here.
Now, I think we should probably explain that you and I have worked together on several projects, darling, and several incarnations.
Several countries, several lifetimes. We have indeed. I'm pretty sure that we very first met in about 2001, maybe?
Early noughties.
Early noughties, when I was so early and always naughty.
That's right. But we were. Can I tell you why I kept booking you for our paper reviews? So just if anyone doesn't know, I was working as a producer on the Matthew Wright Show, and also with James O'Brien and a few other presenters. And we often did a zoo format on LBC, London's radio. Hello, LBC. Hello, everybody. Amazing radio station. LBC,
Beautiful.
best. London's talk radio, the best. Anyway, and I always wanted, of course, the best contributors on the show. And I was always looking for somebody who would set the place on fire. Boop, 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 boop. Julia Morris. Wonder if she's free.
Well, I had not long moved to London at that time. So, getting the Edinburgh Festival was the only way to kind of work your way into the industry at that time for comics. And I guess still is, if you come from another country, the quickest way to get, production eyes on you is to get up to the Edinburgh Festival, which of course hasn't been able to go ahead this year.
Terrifying and awful, horrible. And there's so many things that haven't been able to go ahead. However, something in me says there's like a balloon of creativity that's just going to go. And once everything opens up, it's going to go an explosion of color and dance and song. That's what's happening in my head anyway.
Absolutely. What will come back to the table certainly is creators with a lot more of a broader understanding of how the industry works. If you are the sort of performer, and I will come from a performer's perspective, who would arrive at a studio and be like, radio, let's go. These days, I mean, today is a great example, again, for me, is you have to be your own technical person. There's not someone I can say, can you come and do this? Can you, I have to make it work, whether I understand the concept or not. So I think that it will bring, well, I would hope that it would bring a much more, lot of care and understanding when you arrive to do a job moving forward. Because you will have had to do all of those jobs yourself. I don't know how everybody else in the rest of the country feels, but here in Victoria, 26 weeks of being locked up in your house has been pretty intense.
Of course. Have you been
having to produce any of your own output, for sure, has been, even a good deal of the time I would have Dan around who was come and just go, babe, that's how this works, or that's why this works. But, when you've got to do it yourself, you've either got to get your shit together or give up. And I wonder if, as you say, there will be a lovely ballooning time of creativity. But I also wonder if there will be a great deal of give up. Just through,
I get it.
Just through like, I can't do any more than this. How am I going to survive?
I see that. And I see some people deciding that that's the way to go. This is why we started this, because I can't bear the thought of people feeling like there is no hope or not being able to kick into gear. And look, we all have difficult days where we have to literally take on board what the hell's going on. Loss of jobs, loss of routine, loss of freedom, loss of freedom,
loss of income, loss of and loss of what is ahead of us. I know that none of us can know what's ahead of us for the next 12 months. It is a rare thing in the entertainment industry to have work booked in for 12 months. So to not only have the luxury of having anything booked in taken away, but it's also wondering what form our business is going to take. So well, it's definitely easy to think about the negative side of things and where do I fit in. You're absolutely right. That pivot of how do I make this business work? I know certainly talking with comics over this time is that we sit on the internet watching other people looking like they're nailing it. their output's incredible, or they're doing an amazing video podcast, or they're actually churning out content. And there's also a lot of comics that just feel like I'm not up to it because I don't know what to do or how to move forward. I don't know how, I know how to write and how to create, but that's when I'm turning up to a certain venue or doing things in a certain way. So it's just relearning how to do things. I heard a great expression, which is it's like flying a plane that at the same time you're building the plane around you, but you're already in the air.
That's exactly it. That is exactly how it feels. And I don't know about you, every so often I feel like I'm falling off a cliff, or feel like I'm going to wake up and this will all be done.
Oh, and that opening of your eyes in the morning where you're just like, and what is today going to have in store?
Yes.
I've certainly had that feeling over the last 26 weeks of here we effing go. How's today going to go? I'm loving the lighting that I've employed.
Yes,
I've had to move around my house 3 times to try and find what tiny little scary.
But I actually like it. It's through yonder window.
If the internet wasn't so horrible, I would run downstairs through the house and show you all the beautiful lighting that I set up for myself to.
Oh, honey.
Take a photo of it for you so you can post it later. Now I've got the afternoon sun coming on.
This is
me
good. And let's hope it doesn't burn your flesh.
But certainly I'm watching other people achieving anything in their day. It's definitely easy to let that get you down, because you think, God, everyone else is ahead of the game. No one's ahead of the game because the game isn't being played again yet.
That's exactly it. We talked about this last week. A sense of imposter syndrome and FOMO, which we have all day. That's good. Which we have all day, every day anyway in this industry.
Yeah.
If we're not working, we think everybody else is working and we're shit.
Yeah, and I've had moments where I've been jealous of people who get jobs that I don't even want.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even want that job, but I'm so jealous they got it.
That has happened to me. Or you realize you're actually not available at all. You already have a job.
Not even around for that job.
Look, darling, I just want to talk to you about some of the amazing things you've been doing despite lockdown. And you're in Melbourne and you've just done 2 weeks bloody quarantine as well, on like a layered lockdown. So you're released from lockdown now in stage 4 quarantine.
Yes, allowed out for an hour a day with Tootsie Dog. So I've been out every single day. It's funny, the near-death experience, which is not the right expression, the near outside experience, is that when it's taken away from you, the moment you're allowed out, you're like, I'm not going to waste this time. I don't know how long that's going to last for, that feeling, but I've been out every single day for the absolute 59 minutes and 59 seconds, outside of my house, walking the dog, walking the children, being in the quarantine side of things, dealing with the various levels of everybody's mental health in the house, mine included, homeschooling 2 children while at the same time, trying to keep the business afloat, handballing a tour on till next year, wondering what jobs are moving forward, what jobs are not. And there's something incredibly isolating, I was going to say, about adding quarantine on top of that. It feels like this year, every time you think, God, that's been pretty full on, something else harder dumps on. And, like what really matters in the end, it's really just your health, and please God that you can pay the rent.
Yeah. And this is a time for us to really appreciate what we have. You have a beautiful family and you are in high demand. For example, as the kitten, you were revealed from underneath the head of a very cute cat.
Yes. It was a pretty exciting adventure to get out of the house. It was exciting to go to studio. It was exciting to be able to use some of my skills that, honestly, I was wondering about how draining it must have been for Dan over the last 26 weeks, having to be my entire audience.
Mm.
Having to fill up my bucket of neediness or whatever it is that a performer has, is that there's no great sounds of applause and there's no great validation from many quarters. So it's having to all come from Dan. So Dan now in the mornings when I wake up, he brings me up a cup of coffee and he says, God, you look beautiful today. That's now the look at that time, I'm going to try and recreate it for you here because I'm being my own Stan. I reckon it's not even as nice as all that makeup I put on. Look at this. That's what he get. And he just figures if he opens with a compliment, we're off on the right track. And he's absolutely right. So opening with a compliment is the best way to start the day. And then I have a little sip of coffee. And then I'm in the, like so many people, I am in the quadrangle of dread of I have to get out of the bed to inspire both children to get out of the bed, to come into the kitchen for me to teach them school.
How have you gone, Mrs. Mistress? How has
Everybody has a day off. I've been a huge fan of the day off. I don't know how that's helping. Far out.
I know so many mums who are, for me, it sounds really beautiful. In some ways, I imagine people gathered around the hearth and bread being baked while father is out chopping the wood.
Yes.
And mother in her apron takes a quill and teaches the children on a blackboard.
Absolutely. Here's some Emily Bronte, girls. What I want to show you is the way there's short phrases and crisp rhythms. I don't want to. Oh, it's a brutality that I've never known. But look, I haven't killed any family members yet, and I see that as a really, really positive thing.
We've got to celebrate the wins, and I want to congratulate you on that. And all the mums, and all the moms and dads who are working their butts off. Like,
like we were saying before, all in entirely new situations. So when you the life that we build for ourselves, whether you've got kids or whether you don't have kids or whether you've got a partner or you don't have a partner, the lives that we build for ourselves still last for the best part of 17 hours in a day. So we've already built this life that we've got going on. Add to it all the new layers. Now, and not really knowing what each day is going to bring or how to even do it. We're right back to, you're not just homeschooling the kids, we're homeschooling ourselves. I have not made 3 meals a day for my family 7 days a week for 6 months ever in my lifetime.
What's your specialty?
Some cheese quesadillas again. The kids are like, that's every day now for months. I'm like, make it yourself if you don't like it. And honestly, it sounds like a lot of complaining, but I think complaining might be part of my way of getting through it as well. I think that therapy. Somebody asked me about a week ago. I was doing some interviews for The Masked Singer, and I was on the radio, and a young chap was making fun of. He was in Queensland radio, and he was making fun of Queensland getting the AFL Grand Final. He's like, "How do you feel about that?" And I mean, you can only fill in your own sentence with what I wanted to say. But I'm just so feeling so beaten on lots of levels, as is everybody, is that I just said to him, I think Victorians will probably in their hearts just be happy that their beloved AFL Grand Final is getting played at all. And if that's in Queensland, then we accept that. We understand what's going on. It's probably 4% of Victorians that are doing the wrong thing. I have absolutely no facts to back up that percentage. But I vaguely remember reading it somewhere in my mental readingness over the last few months. So then this lovely DJ had such a lovely change of heart immediately. He said, I've really been thinking about the Victorians and wondering what can I do what can I do? Can I send you a care package? Like, what can I do? And I said, mate, ring any Victorian that you know and just give them 5 minutes to whinge it out, because there is definitely something about being stuck in the middle of this ongoing nightmare where you just think the rest of the country are out on holidays. They don't even know that we're still in it. They don't even realise, even though everyone does. It sounds like a silly thing to say, but I love the next door neighbours hammering.
We're talking high quality broadcast.
It's live. That's what it's all about. Right. So I was saying to him, I reckon just reach out and give someone 5 minutes whinging time. There's something incredibly releasing about just telling another soul, how hard it's been. Because I know it's a lot harder on lots of other people, but I also know it's a lot easier on lots of other people too. So somewhere in the middle, surely you can have a little whinge.
Julia,
let me move again.
Speaking of the sun's see, most people move towards the light. You're running from the light into the darkness. Julia Morris,
that is the ground sheet behind me. Make no mistake.
Your internet connection is worse there. Your internet connection is worse there. Maybe scooch slightly back. Yeah.
Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Stand by. Oh. Is it all the lights? Trying to find all the lights.
That's it. You got it. That's good. A little bit delayed, but look, darling, gorgeous as ever. Can you hear me still? Because you've frozen slightly.
Will I go and sit on the end of the bed?
You know what? You heard it here first, folks. I told you we have exposés and exclusives.
Is that going to help?
That's great. That's
lie
much
on
better.
the floor and cry. How about that? How's that? Actually, I look quite slimline there, but you can also see all my grey hairs because we're not allowed to the hairdresser.
It's the way forward. Hun, I just want to let you know, you have so many fans.
You look beautiful. Will I sit up and try and find a better place? Here we go. Do you want me to get on the bed?
You could be wherever you like. We love you anyway. I just need to let you know, your fans are writing in and saying hi. And I just that's a good spot.
Poor internet.
Darling, that's very showbiz because you've got the mirror in the back. It looks like a green room. I love it. Now, do we go through all these beautiful people who are saying hi?
Is that better?
That's perfect. Can you hear me? Oh, and she's gone. Julia Morris disappeared. She'll be back. I know she'll try and dial in again. Hi, technical issues. We are loving. I hope you're enjoying it. Thank you for making us feel supported as we traverse these moments. Meanwhile, let's talk about some of your lovely students. Matty, hello, Matty. Matty's just come out of lockdown for a ride and did a series on the extraordinary painting research, morning, noon, and night. It was painful. It was definitely plain in both senses of the word. Hi, Matty. You're not. Morgan, hi. Come and have a cup. Jacinta, nice to see you. Hi, Rada. Rada, we will get you your back and we will make sure that you get a fight if the internet comes back up. Okay? But I know that she's not so good. Also, Andy Tria, you're just on the show. You're missing us. Good to see you. Who else have we got? Kylie. Lots of to you. Who else? Lots of gorgeous messages. Howie, by the way, I can also show all these messages. This is what we're going to do. Great. How about this in more technical ways? Kat is tuned in on the Gold Coast. Yes, you are. Of course you are. How is everybody up there on the Gold Coast? I don't often hear from you guys. I'd like to hear more. What's the weather like? It's terrible here in Sydney. Guess what, guys? Guess what?
Hey.
Hey. See, we don't panic here.
I'm pretty pleased with Melbourne. What are you doing, mate?
Welcome back, my beautiful girl.
You've been holding the fort, no doubt, with absolute style and grace. What's it been like on production side of things? Having that not as much access to, I know forever you will have had the pick of the jobs in many countries. How weird does it feel having to kind of now create almost a production company and try and create new opportunities?
Well, for me, it's been, for Bloomtime Media, this has been an ideal opportunity for us to help everybody. So I have clients who want content made, and so we are working on a couple of really cool shows. Now's the time for people to create content. So we're working on some great formats, but also in terms of training and mentorship, it's also the best time because everybody has to upskill now. We all have to change what we were doing. So a producer, for example, won't necessarily just be producing. A producer may have to shoot and produce. So
right.
So we've been running those courses, and the networks and the production companies now know that we're hoping to get people up to speed so that if they're applying for gigs, they at least know their equipment, they understand what that job is.
Yeah. Also, I guess I think about my parents needing to upskill through their careers and at different times not necessarily willing or able to. So I wonder if that will start to sort out our industry a little bit, with finally being some room for newcomers to come through with some new ideas, and some of the old guard perhaps who aren't moving with the times as much, having to step off.
Everybody's having to put themselves in a new way of thinking. We can't be slow, and we can't be lazy, and we can't rest on our laurels. And if people like you and me, I mean, and most of the people we love and know in the industry, these fabulous talented people, are full of beans, and they've been looking for a time where they can just let loose and get creative, and they're doing it.
And is this the time to get back to the too hard basket? All that stuff you put in the too hard basket. I mean, it feels like we are just filing our way through the too hard basket. Stuff that you've gone, no, I don't think you can do that, or it's not broadcast quality, so you can't really do that. And all of a sudden, the audience is so ahead of us in terms of what they want to watch that they've gone, I'll watch it like that. I mean, YouTube surely showed us that.
And well, this is case in point. Look at us. Not a makeup artist in sight.
Oh, I just dial in every 15 minutes from a different person's server.
Like this.
It's literally someone on a bike up the end of the street.
And I love that. We would never have done this otherwise, Julia.
Well, and you know what? My internet has been so amazing for months. So not unlike the industry, things are being thrown at you where you're like, but it's not normally like this. What do I do now? There's no one I can reach to come and sort it out.
Absolutely.
And that's that's all. This afternoon, my internet problems this afternoon feel like a metaphor for the industry at the moment. It's like, unfortunately, I think we're going to have to sort it out if you're still in the industry.
That's absolutely right. And we will be. And this is what I love. You have not stopped working while teaching at home, while being an incredible mother, wife, best friend, awesome, all-round, gorgeous woman with a bad back.
Doing any of those jobs right.
With a bad back.
It's very much improved now, as you can see by me trying to be hilarious by lying on the ground thinking I get better internet closer to... I'm like...
Because that's how it works. That's how the internet works.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was running around the house trying to find where the pushers are. What do you call those special pusher things? They're amazing. They push it to all the different places of your house until Dan said, yeah, you know that the Wi-Fi is not working, so you're running around the house pushing it to other locations.
Mm.
I'm like, oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
This has been me for the last 17 weeks, 18 weeks. Uh, Even arranging this stream, this wonderful live broadcast of ours, has been, I am now a qualified IT technician.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
and so you should be proud of it. That's not to say it's putting someone out of work. It's to say I'm creating an entirely new section. That person's still in work. They're just doing their IT round at their special areas.
Yeah.
But in
Yeah.
order to stay on the air, exactly what happened this afternoon. Do you give up and just go, oh God, I can't get online because it's not happening? Or do you keep searching for other ways to make it happen?
And that's it. You search for other ways to make it happen.
Yeah.
You
And I'm
start to
not
put
sure.
things.
I'm not sure I've always been a search for another way to make it happen. I think in the past I've kind of been like, oh well, that's that.
Absolutely. Or we'd call someone, Jeff.
Yeah, and blame
His name's
someone
Jeff.
else.
Yeah.
I definitely blame someone else because I'd be like, okay, well, you know, how do I not have the internet? We're so used to having things at our fingertips.
Yeah.
That when you don't, you don't even know. Well, you know, homeschooling is instantly a nightmare. So here's cheers to the internet.
I know. Well, look, we will make it through. And I want to also just say to all these wonderful people watching, thank you for joining us because you've been very patient through our beautiful technical fun.
I know.
Technical fun, we'll call it. That's what we'll
If it
call
was
it.
a television station, would you have turned off? I'd be fascinated to know because I think we would have. We demand a certain
That's
level
right.
from different areas of the business, don't we?
So there's somebody here. Sorry to interrupt you there, darling. Abby says, "Can you please wish my best friend Aaron a happy birthday? He's a massive fan."
Oh, happy birthday, Aaron! Or does she mean you, Yana? She might mean you have to wish the happy birthday, but Aaron,
Let's both.
if
Should
you're
we
listening,
both do
happy
it?
birthday.
Happy birthday, Aaron, from myself.
Yeah, you know you're going to have a happy birthday when you've got 2 A's up the front of your name. It's not going to get much better than that.
That's right. You got the double A syndrome. We've all got one of those. Now, I hope that's all right, Abby. Also, this is a very important shout out. There is a little girl who is watching right now. Her name is Rada, and she is a massive fan of you and was watching The Masked Singer and everything that you did. And she would love you just to say hi.
Rada, I hope I haven't said any swear words. I think I might have said the SH word, but I don't think I've said any of the big ones. But I do just want to say, hope you're well. The Masked Singer was loads of fun. I'm so excited about the grand final coming up next week because I'm desperate to know who those final 3 are. Who are they going to be? Everyone thinks they know. They're like, it's totally this person, totally that person. But Rada, I don't know. Not until that mask comes off do you really know for sure. So thank you so much for your cheerio. And hope my language hasn't been tricky. It often is, which is not ideal.
You know what? That's what happens with grown-ups who are in lockdown.
My children are now just rolling their eyes. They're like, Mum, seriously, please. They don't even bother with the swear jar because there's no one's handling cash in this house.
Well, that's right. You'd have to have your own machine, like a card machine, and make an online payment, maybe in Bitcoin.
Absolutely, Silk Road.
Also, we have Annabelle and Gabby, who are super, super fans watching and waving. So how do you feel about bringing it to them?
Hello, lovelies. Look, I couldn't be more delighted that you've tuned in. I think we couldn't be happier to be. I'm sure we just talked all industry stuff. So maybe for fans, when we talk about grown-up industry stuff, mind you, you will have been around all sorts of grown-up conversations over the last couple of months, listening to everybody talking about how are we going to reshape our lives. And as I say to my girls, I tell you what, I'm just doing my best. I don't even really know what I'm doing. And I think that goes for not just adults, but it's certainly going for the whole, anyone who spent any time in that homeschooling in that first lockdown. It was hardcore across Australia. It came out of the blue. No sooner had I got home from the jungle, and, weeks later we were on our way into lockdown. So it's been It's been a pretty intense year. I know that there's lots of students that feel like they've missed out on, real turning point years, real pivotal years, like,
Yeah.
grade 6 and year 7, year 10 and year 12. Been hardcore years. But, would you say that, going through life now, these years will have prepared a lot of our young people with great resilience, or certainly much more resilience than we had before, because that you can cope with a lot of rubbish going down in your life.
I totally agree with you. And the young people I know, my friends' children, have coped with it exceptionally well,
Yeah,
considering, and have just sort of shouldered it in a really beautiful way, and understood that this will all be over. I think they're all coming with that wonderful perspective and understanding that this is just for now.
absolutely. I mean, also with springing or sprunging
in
here in
in the
Australia, I
in the
think,
southern hemisphere.
yeah, certainly. It's definitely helping us down under have some great positivity, that, good things are coming our way, because far out Brussels sprout, it's been tricky times.
It's a bit tricky. But what I will say as well is, hats off to all those kids going back to school this week in the UK.
Yes.
Have you seen all the
Yes.
uniforms and everybody looking cute and gorgeous, getting ready? Hats off to you guys.
Yeah. Or hats on.
Or
For a lot of
hats on.
schools.
Also, and a big, happy Father's Day in the Southern Hemisphere to those who have been celebrating Father's Day, to the fathers that are here and the fathers that are gone.
Yeah.
It,
And
you
fur
know,
fathers.
and fur father. Did you say fur fathers?
Fur
I thought
fathers.
you said
Fathers of
four
puppy
fathers.
dogs, pussycats, birdies, fishies,
Oh,
anyone who nurtures and looks after something. Happy Father's
that's
Day.
lovely. I love it. And also pre-fathers.
Yes. Oh my gosh. They'll be beside themselves with the anticipation, or just the dream of something happening in the future. Potential new fathers.
Right? The twinkle in the eye. Anyway, we could
What
go
about
on
our
for hours.
forefathers?
Or fathers. We promised
Absolutely.
we promised three things, and we
Oh,
haven't touched on one of them yet.
let's do it.
And you know what? We are 20 minutes over, but I don't care.
Nobody minds if you're
Mm.
still tuning
What
in.
you
God love
gonna
you.
do?
Just waiting for me to end my career with the ridiculous sentence that I haven't well thought out. But that's pretty much what I've built the whole career on. So hang in there.
Now let's just recap what we were going to talk about. We have actually covered most of it. Writing off 2020. I think we've talked about that.
Yeah.
All the essings and effings of of lockdown.
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of other letters I haven't even got to, but
Yeah.
you've also got to. One thing we've learned in our house, I think, is that, really, yes, we're a family of 4, but we're also just 4 human beings sharing a space where nothing feels like it's going right for any of us. The one thing that we've been trying to notice is that we're beginning to spend time together that we would never normally have got to spend together. So it's really hard to look to the positives when the negatives feel like they are swirling and swarming all around you. But the one thing we've been trying to do, which I'd heard about on a podcast of the lovely Osher, who I know you guys spoke.
Oh yes, we did.
And he had interviewed someone that said they, instead of looking for being grateful, because grateful's like, I'm so grateful, I'm so amazing. You know what? I'm so grateful that I'm just so incredible. Instead of thinking about being grateful, is to try and notice what went your way today. What went your way? So I tell you what, I spent a good deal of the first part of our conversation in a massive panic, worried about the internet. But you know what went my way? It came on and it let us stay on. So I think we tend to really look at a lot of the negative stuff. What went wrong? What went wrong by me? Who did the wrong thing by me? But in actual fact, there's loads of things that go our way that we don't even notice. And certainly for any sort of lockdown, or even to this insidious disease that's hurtling its way around the world, the one thing that it is allowing us to do, whether we want to or not, is to slow down. And whether that's time to slow down and notice stuff, or whether it's time to slow down and spend it with the loved ones that we can or that we have access to. If it's, if it's by yourself, is it time to slow down and work out what do you want in life? It's actually giving us that time that I've got to say, this is not the version that I was begging for, but I was definitely begging for something in my life to slow down.
I was in exactly the same boat.
Yeah, why is life going so quickly? Why are the girls growing so quickly? Why am I aging so quickly? Why is this going by? Why is that going by? And let me tell you, every day's been a year now. Okay, can we get back? Can we get back to the?
I'm done now. Again? I've got my answers.
I get it. Yep, I've had some time in Grateful Town. I've seen what's come my way. Whatever. Yes. So looking to the positives is hard. Looking to what goes your way is difficult. But once you do start to get in the habit a little bit, it allows you to notice during the day where you're like, that just went my way. Yeah. Awesome.
And for me, it's also appreciating little things like fresh air. Who thought that would be such a commodity?
I know.
Fresh air, the sky, seeing people's faces is now a rarity, So it's about taking each day as it comes.
Yeah. And you're right.
And enjoying the juice.
Being open to it, which is harder. It's so much harder said than done. Like even walking the puppy dog in the park, I'd be like, oh God, Tootsie just runs up to everyone. I've got to speak to everyone. Unbearable. Whereas now I'm like, Tootsie, run towards someone so I can speak to somebody, please.
Just a gentle nudge.
Just do a poo-poo so someone can yell out to me while I'm picking it up.
Throwing balls at people. Oh, sorry.
Oh, hello. Whatever. You got a nice dog. What about biscuits?
I'm sure everyone can identify with that. Julia Morris, it's time to say goodbye.
Oh, I'm always sad to say goodbye.
And I say it with a tear in my eye, a lonely tear.
No.
There are very few people that I have such high regard for than yourself. You are a true lady. You are phenomenal at what you do, and you do so much. Everybody adores you on their screens. You're on our screens, in our hearts, and we wish you so much luck. Let us know about this upcoming tour, which we think hopefully will be in May, correct? Stand-up tour?
Yeah, please God, we are all back in our theatres by then. I know all of our theatre staff are just desperate to get back to work, and there's so much knock-on from the theatres being closed in terms of the people who hire out the lights, to the sound equipment, to the ushers, to just us going to sit in a theatre and be taken away for that hour, which is something that we desperately need as a society. So we are hanging to get back into some live performance for sure.
Well, next series, we're going to be talking to some serious West End stars.
Amazing.
So we're going to get a little taste of some of the musical. I love you, Julia Morris.
I love you too, my sweetheart. Thank you guys for being and thank you, Yana, for being so patient. Honestly, I was in the middle of my own nightmare as we unfolded. I left the children to it. I don't know what's happened to them. They'll be somewhere hiding from me, undoubtedly. I made one of the children set up lights for me.
Wow, I like it. You've got to get them to work, darling. You've got to get them to work.
I'm like, this is not working. I've got to concentrate on getting this working. Ruby's like, okay, calm down.
Calm down. Calm your farm.
Yeah.
If only Yana Groves how to come out on top.
She's like, unless you've just come up with the cure for COVID, Mum, there's no real need for you to be this insane about getting on the internet at this exact moment. I'm like, you don't understand. It's Facebook Live.
My darling, look how we made it work.
Love it. Girls can do anything.
Will you
He's
dance with
just
me,
in.
darling? Will
Girls
you,
can.
will you dance with me?
I'd be delighted. I'm scared to move in case it turns the internet off.
Thank you so much. Have an awesome, awesome afternoon.
Thank you, you too, my darling. I've got many things now to return and attend to and sort out and pick up and all sorts of stuff. So, it just doesn't stop.
We are blessed. Deb says, can't wait to see you live. I can't wait to see you live, and squeeze that face. Hom. Julia Morris. That is the lady, Julia Morris. Wow. Did you see that woman? Julia Morris was here, people. And she wasn't in a kitten costume. That's her real face. No. That doesn't come off. That's actually her face. Phenomenal lady. Stay there, Julia. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. That was amazing. It was touch and go. I tell you what, this happened to me for 3 weeks, the internet not working. But my God, I'm just elated we got to talk to this wonderful woman. Wowie mama. Thank you for watching How to Come Out on Top. Next week is the grand finale of season 2. Dun, dun, dun. And we have one hell of a party coming for you. We'll have the best of the best coming back for the biggest live event ever on the internet. Okay, there'll be 10 of us, but it's going to be big, okay? We'll be talking tips from TV titans. We'll be cheersing with a glass of champers. And we will be reminiscing on the last two seasons of this online live gargantuan broadcast that we've been working so hard on. Guys, don't forget, keep putting yourself out there, stay positive, keep informed, do all the right things, okay? And the right things are just take care of yourself. Take care of yourself and treat yourself. Cake, not condoning it. Cake, chocolate, not condoning it. Champagne, not condoning it. But it's nice. Anyway, we have upcoming workshops. The TV producer upskill workshop. Do you remember we ran one of those? It's online. It's easy. You can be in lockdown. It's really no issue. You don't have to get in a plane, train, automobile, nothing. Okay? We are running this on the 24th and 25th of September. Right. I am expecting you will be naked from the waist down. That's what I'm expecting. Because all you need to do is open that laptop and give it some of that. Well, I'll be doing most of that. And we will have a guest industry BTM mentor, an executive producer or a series producer or a senior producer who will give their insights. So that's producing powerful interviews, keys to casting, and stellar story development. Link in bio, link in bio. See how down I am with the kids? Link in bio. Technical. Thank you. A huge thank you to Julia Morris, the queen, a living legend, a lady that is of all ladies. Natu Maboa's fabulous hair artistry. Link in description if you want to get your hair did. Tara Johnson, Bloomtime Media production assistant, and Jono, her dad. Happy Father's Day, Jono. Our weekly supporters who keep coming back, and new supporters. Nice to see you. If I haven't met you before, come back next week. We've got a party. Family and friends around the world, and everyone for tuning in. Thank you so much. We will see you next week. It happens on a Wednesday at 4 o'clock Sydney time. Hope you'll join us. I always do this. Okay, I'm finished now. Okay, bye.